Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a really inexpensive DIY granite countertop makeover. We really wanted the granite effect without the granite price. So you guys really enjoyed my DIY marble countertops video that I did a couple of years ago in my old house, and we're actually in the process of giving my mom's kitchen an entire makeover. So I figured I would share this process with you as well. I was surprised at how easy it was. It really is foolproof. You can't mess it up. And then once we get these counters done, we're going to be painting the cabinets, and we'll be sharing all of that with you as well. All of these supplies for this project cost a total of $45. We got everything from Walmart. I'm going to have it linked down below, down to the exact colors that we used, but of course you can choose whatever colors that you want to go with. We were shooting for a lighter color granite, so that's why we did more grays and whites, but like I said, you can do whatever colors that you like. The first step was to get all of the edges taped off to avoid getting paint in any areas that we didn't want, mainly around the sink and along the walls. The next thing that I did was I gave the counters a really good wipe down to make sure they were free of any debris. And here's just everything that you're gonna need. You will need some primer. That will be to ensure that the paint sticks to the counters. A roller set to apply the primer with, some sponges. You can buy regular sponges and cut holes into them yourself, but we just went with these that already had the holes in them. Sponges with holes and cuts are really the key to getting the granite effect. And we also used a small brush to get the edges of the counters primed where the roller wouldn't reach. And then we have about 4 different colors that we're working with here. Like I said, I'm gonna have them linked down below in my description box. These are just acrylic paints that you can find down the craft aisle at Walmart, and also not pictured, but you'll need some polyacrylic that you will seal it off with when you're done at the end. We're going to use these extra lids that went to some disposable food containers that we already had on hand to pour the paint onto, but you can use whatever you have. A paper plate even will work. The first thing that I did was apply the primer all over the counters, and we did a total of 2 coats. Alright, now that the primer is on, I'm taking the darkest gray, and you'll see when I dab it into the paint, I also blot it before I apply it to the counter, and that's to make sure that it doesn't look globby whenever I apply it. And I just start placing it randomly all over the countertop. And when you first start, it's going to look like you've just ruined your countertops, but I promise that once you start going in with the other colors and you layer them, it's all going to start to come together. And also keep in mind that granite doesn't have a pattern, so there's no right or wrong way to apply it. And if you don't like something, you can fix it very easily. There were some spots where we had applied too much of the dark gray, and we were able to go back in after it had dried with some white to lighten it back up. Also, I just want to say that between my mom and I, this project would have only took us a few hours, but we did have the kids, so we had to stop quite a bit to take care of their needs. But if we could have just dedicated all of our attention to it, we probably would have been done within 4 hours. So now that the first color has dried, I'm going to go in with the lighter gray and just start randomly placing it on top of that. Okay, so now that those two colors are down, we wanted more coverage, but we didn't want them to be too dark, so we went in with the white and placed it randomly all over the top of those two colors, and this is where it just really starts to look like granite. And remember how I said that if you mess up and get it too light or too dark, well, we thought it looked a little too light, so we're taking more of the light gray and going back over the white to steer it back into the direction we were wanting to go with the color. Alright guys, and then the very last thing that we did is we went over it with this polyacrylic. This is about $17 a can, but it's the most expensive thing of this entire project, and we just did 2 coats and we let it sit overnight, and this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can get an angle so you can see the shine there. So you can see it's got a nice little shine to it. Excuse the washing machine in the background, we've got laundry going. But we basically just layered the colors until we were happy with it. Found out very quickly that there's no right way or wrong way to do this. You just start putting your colors. We started with the darkest one first, and then we went in with this light gray, and then we went in with the white, and then whenever we went in with the white, we realized that it was a little bit too light, so we just went in with some more gray, and it was way too easy to do. I highly recommend giving this a shot. This is so much better than contact paper. Although it's not renter friendly, it is a pretty cheap DIY to do if you're on a budget and you just need to upgrade your countertops and you can't afford the real stuff like us. Another thing that we did before we put on the polyacrylic, I do have some paint on my nails. Before we put on the polyacrylic, we went in with some of this glitter and we just ever so lightly just placed it on there. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's just a little bit of sparkles in there, so we just kind of did that all over the countertops very lightly, and just gave the counters a little bit of a sparkle. And then, like I said, once everything was dry, we just put 2 coats of the polyacrylic. So the next step in this whole kitchen renovation will be, I think we're going to paint the cabinets first, but then we're eventually going to remove this, and we're going to put white subway tile. We're probably just going to end up doing the sticky back kind, just like this is sticky back from Walmart. So we're going to look for some white subway tile sticky back to get up there. I think it's really going to brighten the kitchen up. And then we're going to paint all of these cabinets white. We do have some beadboard that's going to go on the fronts of these, so we're going to put that on there. We're planning to do dark hardware, and then for this middle island we are going to paint it gray. And we're not planning to do beadboard on these cabinets just because they're very flat on the front. We don't think it'll look right, so we'll probably just leave them as is, and we're going to paint this whole thing gray. And then we're planning to paint this part right here white. So yeah guys, we are very happy with how this came out. If you're looking for a cheap way to redo your countertops and not spend a whole bunch of money, this is definitely the way to go. I'm gonna leave all of the videos that we watched in preparation to do this down below. I will have, I think there was like 4 different videos or so that I'm going to link, and hopefully between this video and their videos you will know exactly how to get this done. Yeah, stay tuned for the cabinets. I'm probably gonna try to start doing those next week, and then we will get started on this sticky back. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.